Thank you. I want to start by thanking the President, Senator Spilka, for moving this bill forward early so that we have a chance of getting it done, getting it on the governor's desk, working with the House for Pride Month this year. I want to thank my colleagues, Senator Sear and Senator Eldridge especially, for the collaborative work we've been doing together to develop this bill over the past couple of years. I want to thank my staff, especially Alicia Brisson and predecessor Maeve Wisen, for their work on it, and also the staff of Senator Eldridge's office and Senator Sear's office. I'm going to take a minute to talk about the bill, although we've already, and I thank you for unanimously approving this bill previously. It's worth recapping why we're here. I am proud to live in the state of Massachusetts, which is a state that respects the rights of individuals. We respect the rights of women to choose. We protect women and others from intimate partner violence. We protect the right of people to choose gender-affirming care. We protect the right of people to read what they want to read. We protect the right of people to love who they love. I'm grateful as a bisexual man to live in a state where the acceptance of difference is sufficient to give me the strength to accept myself and to live publicly as myself. It's worth emphasizing that this respect for individuals that we have in this state is not just a permissive thing that allows people to do things. It's also a set of strong protections that we have in our laws to prevent people from invading the space of others. First of all, through forcible rape. We have strong laws against rape as a life felony. We have strong laws against harassment. We have strong laws against sex of any kind with underage children who don't have the judgment to consent. And of course, we have prohibitions on sex with animals who also don't have the judgment to consent. The law changes that we'll make today will better strengthen our protection of individuals' own liberty to make decisions, but will in no way weaken the protections we have in place to prevent individuals from violating the space of other individuals. So a great way to appreciate how special this era is, how good we have it here, is by looking back to where the Commonwealth was when it started. In 1641, we have a statutory recap of criminal law that's available to us, and in that bill, in that time they had it the other way around. They really didn't have. There was no specific protection against forcible rape. It was not in the law. There was no protection against domestic violence. Adultery was a crime for which both parties would be punishable for death. Crime with animals was prohibited, just as it is today, but they would burn the animal and bury it as well as executing the person involved. To the point of, and of course they also prohibited witches. If any man or woman be a witch, that is, hath or consulteth with a familiar spirit, they shall be put to death. And to our point, it says that if any man lieth with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them shall have committed abomination. They both shall surely be put to death. So that was the attitude in 1641. And that is basically the law as it is today, although we've somewhat lessened the penalty. It's only a 20-year felony. In 1887, the General Court, in line with this same sort of criminalization of love, says, whoever commits any, and I'm quoting, unnatural and lascivious act with another person shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison. They stayed away from actually saying any words like cunnilingus or fellatio, but those are the things that the courts have understood this statute to refer to, basically anything at all, any kind of sex at all that is not calculated to lead to pregnancy. And so that statute remains on the books. It is a 5-year felony to do any of those things. So I'm proud to be from Massachusetts, and I'm proud to be an American. And to be, America is not a place to me. I mean, it's a place, but it's much more than a place. It's a constitution. It's a set of ideas that protects the rights of individuals. Now, our Constitution was really rather ahead of its time, so we had to fight some very major battles, not to mention, in particular, the Civil War, to bring us closer to the ideals built into our Constitution. But that Constitution enshrines individual liberty. And to me, I think being an American means furthering the liberties enshrined in our Constitution. I get choked up thinking about it. I always get choked up when we swear our allegiance to the Constitution. That's what America is about. And for the last 50, 60 years, we've had a Supreme Court that understood that. Today, we seem to have a Supreme Court that's forgotten that. And they're backpedaling. They've backpedaled on the idea that the right to choose is a fundamental right of a human being enshrined in the Constitution. And we have reason to fear that they will backpedal on other protections for individuals. So in this climate, it is more important than ever that Massachusetts continue to lead on being a state where we respect the rights of individuals and purge our books of archaic statutes which criminalize love and are based on basically patriarchal fear, notions of cleanliness and uncleanliness, very, very dated thinking. So I thank my colleagues for their previous unanimous support for this bill. I ask that we give it another strong endorsement with a roll call today. So I do ask for a roll call on this bill.